My name is Mathilde, and I am the resting tree. Besides the resting tree, I'm also a perfect daughter. That doesn't mean that I'm perfect, but simply that I have been a daughter of two alcoholic parents. What does it actually mean being a perfect daughter? It means to struggle to be loved and to be accepted by her parents. In my case, both my parents were actually alcoholics, and I've actually lost both of them because of alcohol. And this is one of the reasons why the resting tree has been created. I've always been into art and different means of expressing myself through the medium of writing and photography and drawing and painting. But then the resting tree came about because I wanted to work with somewhat my sisters, women like me, have been daughters of alcoholics, in order to create a sort of a safe island and a safe space for women. They can meet, talk, and explore their own journeys and help each other, maybe cry, but also laugh and learn from each other. The learning thing is one of the most important parts, because what have we learned during our childhood? Did we learn how to trust? Did we learn what it means to be actually a child? And while growing up, have we actually learned how to be a woman? What does this mean? How do we create relationships? I don't know if it happened to you, but this is something that really happened to me. I was always scared when I was going home what I would have found behind the door. Would have been hell, or would have been just fun? Because it was never quiet and calm and relaxing. We've always worked with extremes. So much so that sometimes daughters of alcoholics just end up in relationships which are abusive relationships, and they don't get out of those relationships. Why? Because it is much better to just keep on living from the same hell, knowing that it's going to be hell, but it's not going to change. Or, for example, are you one of the kind of women who just, if something goes wrong, just pack her things and go away? Or do you stay sulking and being a martyr? These are all somewhat relationships that we build because we are daughters of alcoholics. What have you learned about creating a family? Who's more important? But especially, who's in control? Is it you? Is it your parents? Or is it alcohol? And are you still scared of being abandoned? Of being criticized? You make comments about? Or are you scared of being yourself? Whatever being yourself mean, if we ever actually know what it means, being yourself, being ourselves. And being myself is such a hard lesson that I had to learn through many years of studies and working on myself. So the Perfect Daughter sessions are actually 9 sessions which have been developed following the 8 development stages, psychological stages, that any child goes through. First during the childhood years, then during the teenage years, and then in adulthood. One of the first lessons that any child would learn is actually trust. Can you trust people? Do you actually know what trusting means? And most of all, can you trust yourself? So these are some of the questions that we are going to ask ourselves during the sessions. I was saying 9 sessions. The first is an introductory one in which I'll explain everything, and we just sort of get to know each other, and I'll explain what the art therapy means and what are the kind of games that we're going to play, which are not the same kind of games that used to be played in the family where alcohol was involved. And then there are going to be these 8 sessions. Of course, we won't be able to answer all the questions, nor solve all the problems, but it's a good starting point. Because if we don't work every single step, the other ones won't have a very strong foundation. So, 1 session following all the other 8 ones, and this is why the only thing that I'm asking is actually commitment. Once you start, I would like you to follow through all the sessions. That helps you, but also helps the other women in the same workshop. The other thing is, I would like to have at least 5 women to work with. I think that this is a very good number to start with and to interact to each other. So, 2 requests, the 5 women, and the commitment. The only other thing that I will ask you to bring along is a box. Any box, possibly a cardboard box if you have one. I don't know, the size of a shoe box? And I know that we women, we've got loads of shoes, so probably we do have a spare cardboard box in the house. We're going to create what I call a Yaya box, which is a box of memories for the journey that we're going to go through during all these 9 sessions. So please, follow the link that you're going to find at the bottom of the page underneath the video. You will be able to see all the links for Facebook and Twitter. We also have sort of like a WordPress blog where I put some of the stories of the women that I've met during my life. So get in touch. The next session is going to start very soon. We are normally based in Lancashire, but of course, if you would like to have more information, we are more than happy to drive. Okay? So get in touch, and thank you very much for listening.